Morning, dear students. This is physics 12th class, and today we will discuss about Kirchhoff's rules. Kirchhoff's having given there are two rules regarding the flow of current and potential both. So, first of all, I want to say something about this rule. This rule is about current I and potential V both. So for that, there are two rules of Kirchhoff. Number one is junction rule. Junction rule. So first thing is that we have to understood about what is the junction and which type of junction we are discussing. So this junction is junction of electric circuit. So you know about electric circuit. Suppose I am drawing here a symbol of cell. So you know well about this larger line is showing positive terminal, which is anode, and negative line is showing negative terminal, which is cathode. And when we are saying the current is flowing in circuit, so how can we explain it or display it? So we can display it like this. Suppose I am using this cell with a resistance R, and now this is the closed circuit. You know about closed circuit? That circuit which is showing flow of current. So when I am saying closed circuit, it means the current is flowing in the circuit continuously. So when you show the current flow in any circuit, then you have to use an arrow. So the direction of arrow from positive terminal, it means from anode to cathode. Anode to cathode. So suppose current I is flowing in this circuit, then we can show like this, and this, and this, and this. Okay. So this is the closed circuit, and there is current I is flowing from electrode anode to cathode. But one contradiction is there, that is when we are saying the current is flowing in the circuit, it means electron is flowing towards negative terminal to positive terminal, or we can say cathode to anode, and the direction of flowing of current is just opposite of the current and direction of current flow of electrons. Okay, so Kirchhoff's given junction rule is about this current flow. So when we are saying junction, then I want to say and want to display junction. Suppose current is flowing here, like I am taking a conductor, this one, and current is flowing like this, and here 2 points A and B are showing here, and I am saying there in circuit there are 3 ways. Okay, so this current from A to B is flowing like this, and after that this will go here. This will go here up to B, and after reaching B, this current has 3 ways. So this will go in part. Distribution of current I is like this. I am displaying here I1, I2 and I3. These I1, I2, I3 are the part of this current I. So what junction rule is saying? This is the junction. Okay, B is the junction point, and this rule is about this. At any junction, the sum of the currents entering the junction is equal to the sum of currents leaving the junction. So if there is only one current I, then we can write according to this rule, I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Clear it? This rule is saying the sum of current entering the junction is equal to the sum of the current leaving the junction. So I am showing this diagram like this. So the entering current is I and leaving currents are I1, I2, I3 on this junction B. Clear it? Okay. So if we change the direction of arrow, then what will be here? Like this. Suppose I am changing the arrows here, I1, I2, I3 and I also. So like this. You can see here. Now entering currents are I1, I2 and I3. There are three currents. So again the same equation we will got according to this rule. We got this equation. Again this is justified. Why? Because the entering current sum is I1, I2, I2. The sum is here I1 plus I2 plus I3. And now the leaving current is I is here from the junction B. Is it clear? Very simple. So this was the junction rule. It's very common and very simple rule. There is no problem, I think. And now after this one, there will be second rule. That is about loop. The second rule is loop rule. Second rule is loop rule. So what about this word loop? Just before we are seeing here a circuit diagram. Again I am drawing that like this. This is the closed circuit I am showing here, and R is the resistance. Current I is flowing here. This is what positive and this is negative electrode of this battery outside. Okay. So this is the closed circuit. When I will give here the name of the junction points. So if you are using cell, then there will be two terminals, two free terminals. So like this one is one terminal and this is another, and we are joining this one to the terminal of resistance. Okay. So this resistance terminal is this one and this one. So if we give the name of this loop, then we can say here A, and I am taking here a point suppose B, and a point is C, so showing this resistance. Okay, and the point is B here. Okay, so you can clearly see here this is the loop. Okay, it means loop means it is a closed circuit only, which is having resistance, cell and many other components can be possible there. So I am saying loop, then its name will be the name of this loop. Suppose we are starting from A, then it will be A, B, C, D and again A. Loop means this one. We are starting from A and we end on A again. It means start moving current from A, B, C, D and come back on the same point A. This means this is the loop. Okay. So you can easily understand about the loop. And what is the rule? The rule is algebraic sum of changes in potential around any closed loop involving resistors and cells in the loop is 0. This is the rule. But before understanding the rule, we have to understand about potential between the circuit. If there is a cell, there is no problem. If there is a cell, you can easily say the potential of that cell is this one and that one. Okay, but when we are saying potential between the terminals, between the junctions, then how can we calculate? You know about Ohm's law? V is equal to I into R. Everybody knows well about this Ohm's law. Potential is equal to product of current and resistance. It means when you got resistor in circuit, then you have to multiply the amount of current in resistor's value, then you will got potential in between 2 points. Okay, so you can easily calculate V. And the junction loop rule is saying algebraic sum of potential between starting to end point is 0. So how can we calculate? So for that you have to see here a diagram which is showing loops. You can see easily. I am showing just wait a minute, wait a second. I'm showing this. You can see easily. Okay. There is a diagram given which is showing loops. I think you can see easily here. Okay. So in this diagram, now we have to decide first which loop we are taking. So we are taking this loop number 1. Its name is A H B C D A. Clear it? I am saying about the loop that is A H B C B A, and now we have to calculate the potential between A to A. So we are starting from here, from junction A to junction A. So you will see here the current is flowing, that is I1, and you got their resistance is 30 ohm. So what will be the potential? Potential will 30 I1, and you have to remember about the sign of this one. When we will go through the direction of current, then we have to take this product is negative always. Okay. So our potential will minus 30 I1. Now you are here in point this H, there is no any resistance. Now you are here on point D, no change. You have only minus 30 I1. But when you will here on this cell C, there is negative terminal first and then positive terminal. Then you have to take this 45 is positive. When we will enter the cell towards negative electrode, then we have to take the potential positively. Okay, so you will get here positive 45 volt. Clear it? Now you have to come here. There are two resistance connecting here which is in series. Then you know about the rule, the sum of resistance. Then you will get 40 plus 1, 41 ohm is here, and the current name is here I3. So we are coming from here, and the current is I3, and we are going towards the direction of the flow of current. Then we will take again negative thing is this. So what will be the potential here? The potential will 41 into I3 having negative sign. Okay. So you will got the equation which is very clear here. According to this rule, you can see here the equation I am showing you. This is minus 30 I1 minus 41 I3 plus 45 is equal to 0. This is the very simple loop rule. I think there is no problem, and you can calculate easily for second loop name A H D E F G A. In this same circuit, you can calculate the second loop which is showing here name. Now we are going from A to H, H to D. Don't turn here. Go through D to C, E to F, and then come again on B. So now starting the calculation of potential again. What will be the potential? So starting from here again same. The minus 30 I will got there between these two terminals, these two junction points, and after that D you will got there 20 ohm. 20 ohm, and the current is I2, but we are going towards again the flow of current. Then we have to take this one positive. So 20 I2 will be positive, and then after that there will be 1 ohm, and a cell is given 80 volt. So we will got 1 ohm, 80 volt. So I am lost this one. You have to add this one because 20 ohm and 1 ohm both are in series. So we have to sum of them. 21 ohm. Okay, it is here. I said 21 ohm I2, 21 I2. This will be positive. Its sign will be positive. Now come on this side. Now we are entering here towards positive electrode. Then we have to take this 80 volt. What? Negative. Yes, your answer is correct. Negative. So what will be the equation for this one? The equation will here minus 30 I1 again, 21 I2 it is positive and 80 is negative here again. So I think there is no problem to understand Kirchhoff's two rules, junction rule and loop rule. Very simple. And you can easily calculate this type of equation in any circuit which will given to you and simplify easily. I am again repeating. First rule is junction rule. It means we have to write the equation sum of the entering current is equal to the sum of the leaving current on any junction point. Okay, and according to loop rule, the algebraic sum of the potential between loop we can say is equal to 0. So dear friends, this was the Kirchhoff's two rules. It is very important for your exam and it is very important for next topic, which is Wheatstone bridge, and we will apply this one on Wheatstone bridge principle. So for next video I think you are ready with your book and notebook both, and you can easily practice of this circuit. And I am giving you hint. You can see here another circuit is given in your book. NCERT book is given this one. There is an example regarding this one, and you can practice easily. No, not this example. Next, yes, 3.7. Okay, so very interesting circuit is given here. 3.7. This is the example, and it is very interesting circuit is given here, and you can use many loops are in this circuit, and you can calculate and find out the equation for both junction rule and loop rule. So guys, this is very easy and interesting Kirchhoff's two rules you have seen here. Okay, goodbye till next video.